You're listening to the Weekend Sport Podcast with Jason Pine from News Talk ZB.
Dops Two Nations comes up on Tuesday, the 163rd running of the Melbourne Cup over 3,200 metres at Flemington, 5 o'clock New Zealand time. Thad Taylor with us out of the TAB. How big a day is this for you guys, Thad? Biggest of the year?
Yeah, biggest of the year, Piney. Look, New Zealand Cup Day at Addington in about 10 days' time, Tuesday week, is a particularly big domestic day, but in terms of turnover and hold for the TAB, the Melbourne Cup reigns supreme still. Kiwis will invest over $12 million on the Melbourne Cup alone, and will be in the high 20 millions of money turned over were invested on the day. So, yeah, it's the biggest day by quite some margin still.
For a lot of people, it's the only day that they have a wee flutter. So what's your advice to once a year punters on Melbourne Cup Day?
Look, if you've got 10 minutes, just have a bit of a look on the TAB website, scroll through a few things, try and read a few things. There's been, there's good previews on the website as well, so that can help you make your decision. But look, there's 24 horses, Piney. They're all there to win. Hard to pick a winner, but if you do, you get well rewarded. So, yeah, look, if you've got the time to have a bit of a look, I would recommend that. And look, favourites don't have a brilliant record in the Melbourne Cup in recent times, but the favourite this year, they're telling me, is almost close to a good thing.
Is that right? So a good thing in the Melbourne Cup, not a sure thing necessarily, but who is favourite?
Yeah, it's a horse called Vauban. Vauban, trained by Willie Mullins, last start winner at Royal Ascot, and absolutely dominated that race there last time, outwon by lengths and lengths and lengths. And he turned up to track work at Flemington during the week last week, and some very, very good and astute judges were pretty much blown away by what he produced in his training. So all signs point to a horse called Vauban. He's number 5 in the book. Ryan Moore, who's just coming off a Breeders' Cup win in Santa Anita, California this morning, flies to Melbourne and jumps on the favourite for the Melbourne Cup. And he looks to be awfully hard to beat, according to all the good sources over there.
All right, well, let's get some Kiwi interest into this. I think that's the way that that many of us look at this race, trying to find some sort of Kiwi connection. I guess jockey James McDonald might be a good place to start.
Yeah, we've been TMO'd by the Victorian stewards. Firstly, Piney, we would have had a lot of Kiwi interest with a horse called Ladies Man, who ended up 25th on the ballot, would you believe, in a 24-horse race, missed by one spot. We have refunded futures bets on Ladies Man for our Kiwi customers, so that money will be back in your accounts now because that was an awfully hard beat there. So we have to look to the jockeys, we have to look to the trainers. James McDonald, of course, as you mentioned, Australasia's greatest jockey by quite some way, and he's on a horse called Gold Trip, who's the defending champion in the race. It's hard to go back-to-back in a Melbourne Cup, but Gold Trip, number 1 in the book, is flying at the moment as runs in the Caulfield Cup. The Cox Plate have been excellent leading into this, and he will be another chance, although he has to carry the top weight of 58.5 kilograms because of that win last year. So James McDonald's the way to go there if you're looking for a Kiwi jockey. Kiwi trainer Chris Waller, we still call him a Kiwi, and he is a Kiwi, mind you. He's got he has 4 runners in the race. The best chance of those is Salcombe, number 6 in the book. He's paying around $10, so a nice each-way sort of price around Salcombe. His 7th in the Caulfield Cup. Very good. He just needs to get out of the barriers a little bit quicker than he has been, but yeah, Chris Waller, the Kiwi trainer there. So Chris Waller and James McDonald flying the Kiwi flag. Shame Alan Sharrock and his team couldn't squeeze Ladies Man in there. That was a shame.
So any Kiwi-bred horses to watch out for? I see Virtuous Circle, is that one?
Yeah, that is. You're right. Virtuous Circle's one. I think Daikon Sweet Junior is another. I mean, the breeding of the Kiwis is still, very good, particularly in these sort of staying races. So you will find Kiwi breds throughout there. But the European dominance now, Piney, they've really targeted this race, and you will see a lot of European runners making their way down now. It's probably not what it was 25, 30 years ago, the Melbourne Cup, from a New Zealand perspective. That's why it would have been so great to have a Kiwi runner in there and a live chance, and Ladies Man wasn't to be. So, but the Kiwi breeding, we breed stayers. There are a few in there, but the Europeans now really target this race. And even the Japanese, a horse called Breakup, the Japanese target this race as well a little bit. The 4 in the book, Breakup, the Japanese horse. So awfully hard to get a runner in the Melbourne Cup these days, let alone a winner.
How important is the barrier draw?
Yeah, good question. Look, many would say not as important over 2 miles. So the longer the run, the longer the race, the less important the barrier draw perhaps becomes. 24 out of 24, Brew, who was a former Kiwi horse that won the Melbourne Cup, started from gate 24. So, look, it can be done. I wouldn't let barrier draws put me off a horse I liked in the Melbourne Cup. They can win from anywhere. They just need a little bit of cover in the running, a little bit of slipstreaming, and then they can be right in the finish. So I wouldn't be put off by the barrier draw in the Melbourne Cup.
All right, have you been to Flemington on Melbourne Cup Day?
I have not. Would you believe it? I've worked for the
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
20 years. So, unfortunately, every Melbourne Cup day, I have my nose to the grindstone and am working. So it's on the bucket list. I will do it. There'll be 100,000 people jammed into Flemington come tomorrow afternoon. I think the weather's going to be hot. It'll be an interesting scenes there at approximately 5 p.m. Australian time, about 6 o'clock Australian time on 30-degree day with 100,000 there and a few frothies going down as well. So that'll be something to watch, but it is a hell of an experience. People I've spoken to rave about it. It is on my bucket list.
All right, I'm sure you'll get there one day, mate. But while you're here for the 2023 edition, who do you like? And give us a roughie as well. Yeah, okay, look. Okay, I've mentioned Vauban, so I'm not going to tip you a favourite in the Melbourne Cup, Piney. Look, I thought without a fight, he won the Caulfield Cup. Anthony Friedman trains. Very, very good European breed horse. Won the Caulfield Cup in fine style. So I think number 3, without a fight, is probably the best bet. I can't give up on the Japanese. Breakup number 4 is out there at $18. I thought he might be a bit of a chance. A lot of people in the office have been talking to me about More Felons, the 20 in the book, and they were a little bit disappointed when it drew barrier 24 of 24. I tried to console them by saying Brew won from 24, but they weren't that happy. So More Felons potentially a roughie, and if you want one, absolutely out of the park, left field, interpretation, won a Bendigo Cup in preparation for this, and Leapfrog Ladies Man in the process. Currently at 80-1. I think it'll run a little bit better than that. So interpretation, another roughie. More Felons, interpretation, break up, and my top tip, without a fight. Love it, Thad. Great to chat to you, mate. Have an excellent 72 hours or so. You'll have nose to the grindstone, no doubt, but a big day for you guys. So thanks for joining us this afternoon.
No, thanks, Piney. Get on the website, sign up. There's bonus detail. There's boosted odds. There's bonus bets and the like, and sign up bonuses. And so if you are interested in the Melbourne Cup this year, there's plenty of ways to have a bet.
Top man, mate. Thanks indeed. Thad Taylor there from the TAB. tab.co.nz is the website, obviously. And as you heard Thad say, there's plenty there for you to get your teeth into if you're trying to pick a winner for the great race.
For more from Weekend Sport with Jason Pine, listen live to News Talk ZB weekends from midday or follow the podcast on iHeartRadio.